Shalom, shalom, shalom. Giving all praise and glory to the Most High Power, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. These words be praised for everything, for another day closer to the kingdom, another day for us to get it together, allowing us to get it together. Um, I'm gonna continue on the topic I chose, which is the God of this world lied to you. And it's very important that you know take great notes. It's being recorded so you can go back over it if you miss anything. Because we in some trying times right now, and we got to know what time it is to be able to deal with our world. There's always, I'm going to start with Colossians 3 and 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by Shama Mashiach Yahushai. Give me thanks to the Most High Power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. These words be praised for everything. We thank the Most High for everything in the name of the Lord and Savior, by Shama Mashiach Yahushai. So take heed to the times that we're in, because there's a lot of things that's going on that's prophesied in the Bible that, we're going to look at. And first, you got to look at how you've been lied to. But we're going to go to 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter, and the 3rd and 4th verse. 2 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, the 3rd and 4th verse. It says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. If what we bringing forth and bringing forth the word of the Most High, the word of Mashiach Yahushai, and bringing forth this truth, if it's hid to those that are lost. And we see that there was a diabolical plan for us to remain lost. That's why you see it's such a great movement in trying to come against what we're dealing with and bringing our people out of darkness, which is being lost, into this marvelous truth. You see, and they are really trying hard and putting out a lot of money to prevent us from coming back to the Most High. That's the first and foremost. Understand this. You can learn all about Israel all you want to, but if you don't know who it is that's going to redeem us on this wicked place, or I might say places where we've been scattered in, what you depending on? Because Yashar ain't going to take us nowhere. I mean, it's beautiful that we are rising, in a means of coming back together, knowing who we are as a nation. But we got to know that one power, Most High, that's going to redeem us from this place. And he the only one that know. It's amazing how, Christian insanity people say that, Mashiach Yahushai, he's the Most High, and the Most High is the Mashiach Yahushai, and it makes no sense. It makes no sense when you read the gospel. You say if a gospel is hid, it is hid to them that are lost, and they are lost. And when you go back to, like I said, I got to cover a lot of different things, but you got to understand how we were made to be lost. Even in the time that Mashiach Shai was on the earth. You go to John, the 1st chapter. John, the 1st chapter. In verse 4, it says, in him, Mashiach Yahushai, was life. That's why I say, I'm the way to show you how to follow the laws and commandments of the Most High, which is the truth that's going to lead to everlasting life. In St. John 14:6, right? In him was life. He came to be an example to let us know that we could do it. He did it, we can do it. And the light was the light of men. And that light we know is Proverbs 6:23. See, if our gospel is here, it's here to them that are lost. And if you're lost, then you're in what we're going to see. I'm not sure I was going to break it down real hip like. Hip talk. Proverbs 6:23 say, for the commandment is a lamp and the law is light, right? So when you see light, you gotta understand that's what it's talking about. The commandments and the laws of the Most High. That's how you be illuminated. That's how you be wise. So it says, in him was life, and the light was the light of men. Going back to St. John 1:4, right? And the light, which is the laws, the commandments of the Most High, shineth in darkness. What world was he in? And we got to go through these worlds so you'll see that these worlds, we're going through these worlds and we were made to be lost. We were made to forget who we were, or we didn't care about the Most High enough to remember him, to do what he said do. And we want to be like the other nations while we lost until this day. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. The commandments of the Most High. That's the light. We just read that. The laws of the Most High. That's the light. And the light shineth in darkness. So the commandments and the laws is shining in darkness. Where was he at? He was in the Roman Empire. And you got to look at, we're going to go back before we get to the Roman Empire, before you get to the New Testament, the Gospels, as everybody say, to show you how it had to come a certain way because we were lost. We were lost. That's why I say, and the light shineth in darkness. See, the light is hip talk. The light, the laws, the commandments of the Most High shineth in ignorance. Those that are lost, they're in darkness, ignorance. I mean, ignorance, not knowing. And the darkness, the people that's in darkness, people that's ignorant, not knowing, that's lost, comprehended not, as it is today. You know, ain't nothing new under the sun. It's the same thing, just revolving this a different way. And people are trying to come up with a way to stop us from coming back of being a nation, to come back to the Most High. Because we coming back as a nation, it's just we are coming back strong enough to the Most High, in my opinion. Unless you can show me somebody that's really talking about the Most High. They got APTTMH, they got all praises. Come on, talk to me. TMH, come on. That's the objective. That's why I know what it is that's coming out here that I want to get out. Going back to 2 Corinthians. I'm going to say all praise to the Most High. I ain't going to never type no initial for that, for sure. Believe that. Hope you can feel that. Or the Most High make you feel it. He'll make you feel it, for real, for real. If you're hearing it, and I know that's not going out void, you know. 2 Corinthians 4:3, we just a bunch of robots and robot teachers. That's why I say if our gospel be hid, a lot of things are hid from us. Because we're a bunch of robots and robot teachers, you know, spiritually discerned, not really looking at what it is that is most important. And I challenge anybody on this. Most important is how we praise the Most High, how we love the Most High. If you love him, you're going to do what he say do. He said, 1 John 5:3, for this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments, do what he say do, his rules and regulations. And his commandments are not grievous. Both feel good to doing what he's doing, feel good to praise him. But what's up with our people? You know, it's like, it's something that it really is a stigma with our people. You know, I don't know. It's like we love the way of the heathen. They would have you not do that. Why you can't praise the Most High? That's why I say if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. Listen what it say. In whom the God of this world, we in 2 Corinthians 4:3-4. In whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. You see? People don't believe in the Most High enough, you know? Because the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. Lest the light of the glorious gospel, that light again, commandments of the Most High, the laws of the Most High, of the glorious gospel of Mashiach Yahushua, who did not sin, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them. You see? So no matter how you look at it, people might be, you know, bringing this and bringing that, or bringing this and bringing that, but if you're not really looking at a conversation about the Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, then you ain't getting it. You ain't got it. You ain't have it. Because their whole objective is not to have us follow the Most High. They don't want us to be in touch with the Most High. They don't want us coming back to the Most High. That's the objective. When we come back to the Most High, we do what he say do, we're going to be blessed. Point blank. Like he said. But if we just looking at going in this Bible and doing like everybody else, it's all about people right now, I see. We done rejected, digressed him to some initials like they have in the Bible. I mean, come on. In whom the God of this world, see, the power of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not. Say whatever. Send me 3 hours of somebody just talking about the Most High. 2 hours, somebody just talking about the Most High. I ain't talking about Israel. I ain't talking about what he's saying to us as the Israelites or saying to anybody else, saying to any other nation. I'm talking about just him alone. You got to understand this, people. This is a message that's going out to those that need to hear in these last days, because we're getting closer and closer. You know, I don't know how anybody could think that we are getting closer to the end when certain things got to happen that haven't happened. And don't think in your wildest dreams that it's just going to be an easy task. It's not going to be no easy task for us going into the kingdom. Say the righteous scarcely going to be saved. So the God of this world has blinded the minds of them that which believe not. That's the light. The commandments of the Most High. Are the religions keeping the commandments? Are these religions keeping the laws of the Most High? Moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws. That's the light of the glorious gospel of a Mashiach. So he didn't sin. You're going to see, if we go through this, you're going to see what happened to us as a people and where we at now and where we got to come out of, where we've been, where we are, and where we're going to be. We got to change, man. We got to make a change. Who is the image of the Most High should shine unto them, right? So, because, I look at it, much as what Shai said in St. John 10 and 30, he said, I and my Father are one. And that meaning that they agree. That's why he told us in 1 Corinthians 1 and 10, he said, now I beseech you, brethren, speaking to the Israelites, because that's Paul's brothers, by Bashem Mashiach in the name of the Lord and Savior. That's how we reach the Most High. He said, no man come to the Father but by him. That ye all speak the same thing. This is how we be one. We all speak the same thing, and that there'll be no divisions among you, but that ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment. Like he was in the same mind, the same judgment of the Most High. That's why when you go to how Mashiach Yahushua said he's one. Now, when you look at us as the 12 tribes of Israel, he said this, and go to St. John 17 and 20. St. John 17 and 20. He said, neither pray I for these alone, but for them also which shall believe on me through their word, that they all may be one. How will we be one with another man? Except we're going to be thinking the same way and understanding the same way in how we bring forth what we need to deal with in these last days to our people, that they may be one. Remember he said, I and my Father are one. How am going to be one with another man? In the same mind, in the same judgment, as he said, that they may be one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee, that they also may be one in us, right? With the Most High and the Mashiach being in us, the Spirit of the Most High, that the world may believe that thou hast sent me. You see? And the glory which thou gavest me, See, he's the glory of the Most High. He said, the glory which thou, which is the Most High, gavest me. That's why I understand how he's talking to the Most High. This whole chapter, he's praying to the Most High. And how is he the Most High? Listen, and the glory which thou, which that's you, gave me, I have given them. You see, that they may be one, even as we are one. Now, how will we one with another man? Unless we just thinking the same, got the same mindset. That's what it's talking about spiritually. See? I and them. Did he say the Most High in us? No, he said Hamashiach was shy in us, because we're Mashiachim. When you understand 1 Corinthians 3:23, it says, for ye are Mashiachim. We are the anointed. We are the Messiahs, and a Mashiach is the Most High. That's why he say, no man come to the Father but by me, and there is no New Testament. See, when you get this mindset of, oh, it's the New Testament, and you're only thinking about like Christian insanity people deal with when it's the New Testament, but you can't really look at, there isn't no New Testament when he walked the earth. There's only the law and the prophets. Every time he went to the temple, he read from the law and the prophets. When you read, look, when he ascended to the right-hand side of the Most High, he's not even here now. What did they read from? Let's see. Acts 13:15. What was they reading from? When they opened up the scrolls, what are they reading? And after the reading of the law and the prophets. You see that? There was no New Testament until 325 AD. And after the reading of the law and the prophets, the rulers of the synagogue sent unto them, saying, ye men and brethren, if ye have any word of exhortation for the people, say on, right? So the reading of the law and the prophets, the Old Testament. That's why you got to understand, you're reading the New Testament, but it's giving us understanding of what they had to go by, and that is the Old Testament. But the preachers, and that's why I say the God of this world have blinded the world, the minds of them that are lost. They lost. Because you cannot look at, as it is written, it has been said, have you not heard? That's what you're going to see. That's said right here in the New Testament. It's talking about what's written in the Old Testament, because that's all they had was the law and the prophets. That's what they read from. Or show me where they read from the New Testament. I'll wait, but I ain't gonna hold my breath, because I'll be out of here. For real, because that's what they read from, the law and the prophets. That's all they had. Verse 24, going back to John 17. This is what he said. Well, let's read verse 23 again. He said, I and them. That's why I told you about 1 Corinthians 3:23. We're Mashiachim, and thou and me. See, that's that order. Most High, a Mashiach Yahushai, man and woman. You know, from the woman to the man, to a Mashiach Yahushai, to the Most High. You see, I and them, and thou and me, that they may be made perfect in one. See, that we may be made perfect in one, meaning having the same mindsets, and that the world may know that thou hast sent me and hast loved them as thou hast loved me. Don't that sound great? I mean, that sound, man, that should make you feel good. You know, that the Most High love us like he loved a Mashiach Yahushai. Come on. You say, Father, I will that they also, whom thou hast given me, be with me where I am, that they may behold my glory, which thou hast given me. But thou lovest me before the foundation of the world. Now, how is it that, who is he praying to? If these Christian Saturday people saying that he is the Most High don't need to pray, do we? Do the Most High need to pray to himself? Huh? Talk to me. He said, oh, righteous Father. How can we say, oh, righteous me, if he is the Most High? You see how, look, I'm gonna mark that, because that first scripture is real, boy. Do y'all see this? I mean, I know I'm not by myself seeing this. I mean, he's praying to himself, right? Come on now. These are the things that, we got to look at because something's wrong with our people, man. We've been programmed a certain way. Unless they just really, really just want to be um, part of what it is that we're going to see, how our people are and were and still are. What the Most High said in Second Ezra 9:22, he said, "Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape and my plant be kept. With great labor have I made it perfect." You see, we want to be one of that. We want to be that grape. At least I do. I hope you do too. That grape and that plant be kept, and the Most High say he working to make it perfect. But 2 Corinthians 4:3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. That's in darkness, ignorance, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach, who is the image of the Most High. And I just went through how I and my Father are one. I mean, they agree. They're not the same. They're not the same. But you have these doctrines of the people that are really lost saying that they are the same. They're not the same. Who is the image of the Most High should shine unto them, you see? And they try hard to try and pull scriptures here, there, wherever, to show that Mashiach Shai is the Most High. Come on now. Let's go back to John 17. Let's look at verse 1. Now he's in the earth, in the flesh of Mashiach Yahushua. Listen to what he's saying. This is before they crucified him, before he, it says, St. John 17:1. Y'all make sense of this. Come on, y'all got to make, everything got to be made sense. You got to make it make sense. These words spake of Mashiach Yahushua and lifted up his eyes to heaven and said, Father. He looked up in the sky. He said, Father, the hour is come, glorify thy Son, your Son, that thy Son, which is your Son, also may glorify thee, you. I'm going to take the these and thous and all that out of it so you understand. Father, he looked up into heaven, into the sky, and he's saying, Father, the hour is come. Glorify your Son. So he's saying that he is the Son of the Most High, that your Son may glorify thee, as thou hast given him power over all flesh, that he should give eternal life to as many as you hast given him. Because the Most High draws to a Mashiach Yahushua, and the Most High has allowed a Mashiach Yahushua to do the choosing. But a Mashiach Yahushua have to show you the Most High. That's why one of the people are really tapped into the Mashiach Yahushua, because the Most High called us into this truth to learn. Then a Mashiach Yahushua show us of the Father. So I'm wondering why, is that why the people don't really talk about the Most High? Because they're not really dealing with a Mashiach Yahushua in the proper way they should? Because he said a Mashiach Yahushua is going to show you of the Father. And nobody talking about the Father, not in the conversation hardly at all. It's about people. Most conversations are about people, Israelites, other nations, salvation here, whatever. It's all about people. But people ain't going to save us. That's I read Deuteronomy 28 and 29 said, and no man shall save you. Ain't nobody going to save us. Only the Most High. Mashiach don't even know what he's going to, Mashiach going to tell him to get off his throne, sitting on the right hand side of the Most High and go and judge and make war and bring righteousness on this earth. Y'all better wake up, man. That's why it says this gospel here is here to them that are lost. And y'all know a bunch of robots and robotees, man, following this, that, and whatever, man. It ain't talking about the Most High. Who he's praying to. What he tells us? Our Father prayer, our Father. First thing we say, we praying to him, we praying to the Most High. He said, have faith in the Most High. Believe this. He said, as thou hast given me him power over all flesh, that he should give eternal life to as many as thou hast given him. And this is the life eternal, that they might know thee. Hold up. That they may know thee. They may know you, the only true power. And Mashiach Yahushua. That's two different entities. He said that we may know the Most High and Mashiach Yahushua, whom thou hast sent. Who the Most High sent. He said, I have glorified thee, I have glorified you, O Most High, on the earth. I have finished the work which thou gavest me to do, which you gave me to do, Most High. Make this make sense to me. He's talking to himself. He don't have to pray to himself. He said, and now, O Father. Did y'all hear that? That's what he's saying. But it's amazing how people will hear this and they will just take this and, I don't know, I'm looking for somebody to go through this and show me how he's talking to himself. He's praying to himself. He's on the earth in the flesh, and the other part of him is in the sky, in the heavens somewhere, right? Make that make sense? But that's what is being taught, and people believe that. You know, just like a lot of you have been to church, whatever, some of you might be listening, y'all go to church right now. You just go up there, listen to somebody talk to you and don't read no precepts at all. Just run their mouth. Because people tell you, I don't want to hear what the Bible says. I want to hear what you have to say. To me, for over 30-something years, in my face. We've been programmed, like I said, a diabolical plan to have you not follow the Most High's rules and regulations, his laws, statutes, commandments, for real. And they'll tell you quick, fast, and in a hurry. You got to follow the law of the land, but you ain't got to follow the law of the Most High, commandments of the Most High. Make that make sense, y'all? And you think you're going to go to the kingdom. That's why he said, verse 5, John 17:5, and now, O Father, glorify thou me with thine own self. Come on, how can you say with myself? If he's up in the sky, another part of him is up in the sky. It makes sense to me. And now, O Father, this is a prayer that he's praying, man. Glorify thou me with thine own self, with the glory, listen at this, which I had when? With thee, that's you, the Most High, before the world was. Come on now. He made everything. That's why I say, God of this world has blinded the minds of them that believe not. Now, Revelations 18:23, the last sentence says what? For by thy sorceries, witchcrafts, were all nations deceived. And we're 12 nations that make up one nation as the Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel. And you can say whatever, that we no witchcraft, no sorcery on us, no witchcraft on us. You better believe it. There is. Because I don't understand how, when you look at starting with the Most High, well, you know the order of things, but I don't know. I like King David was a man after Most High's own mind, and he always saying praise the Most High. How you say? He turned. How you if there was a means of him really looking at whatever we dealing with here, we talking about all praises. We talking about APTTMH and TMH, and got another one for the acronym. I think Most High Blessing in Christ. Those initials. You know what I mean? Just everything. But you're gonna type all this out. Like y'all type whatever you're saying here, and I'll say Shalom to everyone online. Welcome. You know, but then you're gonna put APTTMH. You're gonna type all that out. Shalom Zakwan, call all about Yahweh, Shalom Mashiach Yahushua, from Yasharala, right? See? See? Ain't Crumb Most High, ain't Crumb Abadar Yahweh, ain't Crumb Mashiach Yahushua. You know what I mean? We just program. We just, I'm telling you, a bunch of robots and robotees. That's why I'm glad I'm not in the matrix, man. I'm trying to get y'all out of it so you can look at it. Tell me I'm wrong. You tell me I'm wrong for saying praise the Most High and rise Most High? Hmm? No, ain't nobody challenging that. I've been saying that, man. I mean, I'm telling y'all, take it out, take it or leave it. You better hear what I'm saying. Before the Most High. It's real, man. That's why I say, Crum Most High, Crum Abanawa, power Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. Crum Mashiach Yahushua, and then Crum Yasharala. I've been saying that for some time, it just takes someone to be able to hear the simplicity of a Mashiach, to be able to know that he's praying to his Father. He was on the earth. He got all the power. Most High gave him all the power, but he praying to the Most High. How about that, But I digress. Y'all forgive me. I'm just on one. I'm gonna be on one. I can't help it because I see it. I love my people, and I know that we got to make a change, man. We got to look at what this is about, man, for real. For real. Or we're gonna be stuck. Second Ezra's 11th chapter. And I'm gonna look at verse 42. Now let's look at let's go up here because it's dealing with these beats in Second Ezra 11th chapter. Look at verse let's start at verse 37. 37. And I beheld, and lo, as it were a roaring lion chased out of the wood, and I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle. The eagle represent America, superpower of the earth. Isn't that the bald eagle? Isn't that their sign right now? And said, "Hear now." And this roaring lion represented Mashiach Yahushua. And he's coming. He's coming. Like it says, I love this. But mind you, it's like a long time of review, so y'all bear with me. Go to Jeremiah 4:7. It says, the lion, that roaring lion, is come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. He has gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and thy cities shall be laid waste without an inhabitant. Thus say the Most High word. So these are the things, future prophecy is happening. Gonna happen. 2 Ezra 11, and then matter of fact, go to Revelation 5:5. Tell you about Mashiach Yahushua. And one of the elders said unto me, weep not, behold, the Lion of Judah, the Lion of Judah, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, selected, the root of David, from the tribe of Judah, because it tell you in Hebrews 7:14, for this evidence is a fact that our power, Mashiach Yahushua, sprang out of Judah, our forefather Jacob, fourth-born son. That's why I say, and one of the elders said unto me, weep not, stop crying. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, have prevailed to open the book and to loose the seven seals thereof. That's what Mashiach Yahushua. So going back here, that's why I say when they took the 14 books out of the Apocrypha out of the King James 611 Bible that was originally in there, because there's a lot of meat here. Look here, 2 Ezra 11 and 38. Hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee. So the angel Uriel is talking to Ezra. We always were dealing with angels, spirits He making his angel spirits, his ministers of flaming fire. It tells us that in Psalms 104 and 4. So he said, "Are not thou it that remaineth of the four beasts, whom I made to reign in my world?" This is Most High speaking. So, like America is part of the fourth beast that the Most High made to reign in this world, because they come out of this latter end of the Greco-Roman Empire, right? You had Babylonians, the Persian Mede Empire, the Greeks, and the Romans, you see? And here we are now in the last end of the Roman Empire. That's what he's saying. And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness. You hear that? So people, I ask people, what does fear the Most High mean? They come up with, respect and reverence and these things, but fearfulness, that means people were scared. You scared. And over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. You hear that? With much wicked oppression. And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. Come on now. So long he dwelt on the earth with deceit. How did they see the people? Look, come on, we can go however you want to go. We can start with from birth. Psalm 58 and 3. Psalm 58 and 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. I mean, they go astray as soon as they come out of the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, doing what? Speaking lies. So they have controlled the world. Remember, they have this high level of witchcraft. Remember, they deceive all the nations through their sorceries, witchcrafts. So from the womb, it says they come out of the womb speaking lies. That's deceit. Okay? This is what we're looking at. So they have deceived the world and deceived. That's why when you look at Revelation 12 and 3, Revelation 12 and 9. I mean, it's all here. Let the Bible talk to you. Let the Most High talk to you through the Spirit. And there appeared another wonder in heaven. Behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads. And the 7 heads are the leading Edomite empires that came into power: the Greeks, the Romans, the Spanish, the French, the Germans, the Russians, the British. And then you had the 10 heads, was the EEC, the European Economic Community, or European Community, now they call it NATO, that supported the 7 heads. So now we know that the dragon is red. Now what did it do? Verse 9. And the great dragon that's red was cast out. That old serpent has to be red, called the devil, had to be red, and Satan had to be red, which what? Deceiveth the whole world. You see this? You see how it's all going together? And it ain't, I don't have it mapped out. I'm just going off the Spirit of the Most High. You know what I mean? It's deceiving the whole world. Understand this. And his angels were cast out with him. They're like, you got men as angels. I mean, don't get it twisted now. Don't think it's just something that's something flying around with some wings and that. No, look. go to Hebrews 13 and 2. This is what it says. It said, be not, Hebrews 13 and 2, it said, be not forgetful to entertain strangers, right? For thereby some have entertained angels unawares. So don't get it twisted. Angels, men too. So going back to 2 Ezra 11 chapter, we can read verse 40 again. And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness. The Romans was just like this too. They're like America. And over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. Now, America have, very much, like they put tariffs and embargoes on nations, sanctions and so forth. You see, who have that power to do that? Who does that? If it's not America, come on, it's America with much wicked oppression. And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. A long time with his sorceries, his witchcrafts, his lies. You see, it says, for the earth has not, excuse me, for the earth that has thou not judged with truth. Come on, class, we know what the truth is. Psalms 119, 142. Let's sing it together. That righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. You hear what it said? Now you tell me the truth is in here. That's why you got all these different uh, philosophies and lies and false education, false religions, and so forth. Ain't no religion teaching the truth. What religion is teaching the law, statute, commandments of the Most High? Thus say the Most High, do this and don't do that. What religion? None of them. Talk to me. What religion is doing that? None. For the earth has thou not judged with truth. That's what it says. Listen to verse 42. They have not judged the earth with the laws of the Most High. It says, for thou hast afflicted the meek. Hear that? Afflicted the meek, the humble, the people that are under the Most High's rules and regulations, his laws, statutes, commandments. The Israelites. But thou hast afflicted the Israelites. That's the with the meek. That's the meek. Thou hast hurt the peaceable. Come on, they just went through Thanksgiving, thanks taking, thanks murdering, thanks stealing. That was peaceful. Thou hast loved liars. See? Y'all got to see the mindset. Thou hast loved liars. That's why you got to know the truth and go with the truth. Let nobody take you off your course, man. See what it says? Thou hast loved liars and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit. Come on, man. They killed the Taino Indians, man, down to 500 to 600 men. And has cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. Come on. That's where there's a judgment to come, young. We have to pay. Everybody got to pay. That's why it's very important that, you know, you pray for guidance. At least I pray for guidance and things that is needed to be said for the people, for our nation. He told Ezra in Second Ezra 12 and 34, he said, let's start at 32. I like this. This is the anointed. This is a Mashiach Yahushai, which the highest, that's the Most High, have kept, but them and for their wickedness unto the end. He coming to judge and make war in righteousness. That's the Mashiach Yahushai right there in the Old Testament. He shall reprove them and shall upbraid them with their cruelty. Y'all hear that? For he shall set them before him alive in judgment and shall rebuke them and correct them. For the rest of my people shall he deliver with mercy. That's not getting something you do deserve, y'all. That's mercy. For the rest of my people shall he deliver with mercy, those that have been preserved upon my borders. And he shall make them joyful until the coming of the day of judgment, whereof I have spoken unto thee from the beginning. It's gonna be a day of judgment, y'all. This is the dream that thou sawest, and these are the interpretation. Say, thou only, you only, Ezra, have been meat been right to know this secret of the highest, of the Most High. Therefore, write all these things that thou hast seen in a book. That's why we have it, and hide them. He said, write it in a book and hide them. If it was for everybody, and he loved everybody, why would he tell Ezra to write it in a book and hide it? And teach them to the wise of the people. Not to everyone. He said, and teach them to the wise of the people, whose hearts, I mean your minds, thou knowest, may comprehend. And keep these secrets. That's why some things are secrets. It ain't for everybody. And you understand, as long as you lived on this earth, it's like a lot of times, I look at coming back and saying, oh, I heard, somebody might say, I heard that already. You have to take 2 months, come back, ask the question, you got all about it, because it ain't really in your spirit. You've been given secrets, things that are, what can I say is not being said. Y'all gotta get this, man. While we can. Because they got mechanisms that they can't understand, that they're gonna try and filter all this in to see what it is we're talking about and what this Bible is talking about. But there's one thing for sure. They can do whatever they want to do. I know Wisdom of Solomon 5:7 says this. We weird ourselves. Look what they're gonna say in judgment. This is when salvation come on the earth. Let's look at it. Let's start at verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as afflicted him and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. Right? No matter how it looks, they're gonna be troubled with terrible fear through the power of the Most High. And shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. Power, rulership, and authority. That's salvation, y'all. Power, rulership, and authority. That's salvation. So far beyond all they look for. You see that? And verse 7, I'm going to get right to the point. It says, we weird ourselves in the way of wickedness. That's what they're going to be saying. We weird ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. I mean, any way you look at it, man, it's wicked. I just seen something that was online, man. They had robots that was made, white men was in front of them, kissing them, looked like white women. And it was just something to behold, man. Wow. We weird ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Look at the wars, how they just tearing up everything, man. Destruction, how they destroyed us as a people. From slavery all the way to now, man. How many people missing? I remember growing up, they used to have 2 people on a milk carton. Every time you buy milk, there was 2 people on the milk carton. I don't know if I haven't been to Walmart in a while, but I mean, Walmart used to have you seen me? Pictures of people that's missing. Wickedness and destruction, Yeah, we have gone through deserts where there ain't no way. But as for the way of the Most High, that's what I'm trying to get y'all to wake up. So you don't be right here with the heathen. But as for the way of the Most High, we have not known it. Y'all better understand. You be right there with them. You're gonna be joining right with them saying, I don't know. You say, hey, well, here, show me me. Most High say, hey, show me me. Hey, the Bible says, show me me. And I'll bring you to my kingdom. And you can. Well, I got to record say I'm opening up the books. You never talked about me. You talk about everything else. You ain't never talk about me. His name is jealous, y'all. I can't bring it out enough. But that's for them. You can teach all they want to. They say that's the way the Most High. They have not known it. For real. Wisdom of Solomon 10. Wisdom of Solomon 10th chapter. Verse 13. See, we were we were disenfranchised from our heritage because we broke the laws of the Most High as the children of Israel. So we lost our records. That's why when you read Ezra, Most High was giving them back through Uriel to Ezra and the scribes that were scribing. Only he gave him more than what we have here. But I'll say that most people have and desire in 80 books, right? He gave him 204 books, 124 more books than most of the average person don't even think, even try and, comprehend or try and find out what it is you're missing. He said, remember he said, get us to the wise, hide it. People in secret. I heard him say it. Did y'all hear him say it? We just read it. Maybe y'all didn't hear him. Say, get us to the wise. Some gonna want to know. Some not gonna want to know. Some desire nothing. Just whatever you bring, that's all you get. And that's gonna be enough to make it to the kingdom. You better think about it. It's a lot to learn, y'all. Better have more desire. So it tell you in Wisdom of Solomon 10 and 13, it says, Wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha 10 and 13, it said, when the righteous was sold. Now, we as the children of Israel, we are the righteous, and we were sold in slavery. She forsook him not, right? Talking about wisdom, proper application of how you apply this knowledge, it's Bible, didn't forsake us, but delivered them from sin. So deliver us from sin, we have to know what sin is first and foremost, because without knowing how to be delivered from sin, because people will make up their own definition of what it is, and the Bible answers itself. That's why I give y'all the definition of these words, so when you hear these words, you can go right to the definition, and nobody can gainsay on this. This is sin in 1 John 3 and 4. Remember, say the Bible and the wisdom of the Most High are going to deliver us from sin. This is sin. In the New Testament that they claim to believe in, 1 John 3 and 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresses also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. Okay? So you're looking at us being in captivity, and it's telling you, going back to Wisdom of Solomon 10:13, when the righteous was sold into captivity, she, which is wisdom, and the Bible forsook him not, but delivered him from sin, from the laws of the Most High, breaking the laws of the Most High, transgressing the laws of the Most High, the commandments of the Most High. She went down with him into the pit of hell. Slavery was, especially for us. This is what it says, verse 2. And left him not in bonds, didn't leave us in that captivity, till she brought him to the scepter of the kingdom. You hear that? This is what we're working for. I hope, that power and authority. Scepter means power and authority of the kingdom. And power against those that oppressed him. You hear that? Y'all hear this? Power against those that oppressed us. As for them that had accused him, she showed them to be liars. Isn't that what we're talking about? Deceit. Showed them to be liars and gave him perpetual glory. Gonna give the 12 tribes of Israel, man, the remnant, perpetual glory. Listen, she delivered the righteous seed, righteous people, the ones that's gonna keep the laws of the Most High. We got to define righteous. That's why I told y'all, when you look at all these words that I've given you and defining through the scriptures, and you see it makes a lot of sense. It'll make a lot of sense. Clear up a lot of confusion. That's why when you look at it, if you could when you deal with, debating these Christian insanity people, if you got a chance to be able to bring precepts or define things, will make it clear. But if you're just dealing with one scripture and stand there and just one scripture right here, I got you right here. That's all you need. Just one scripture. No, I got you. You finished. No. So many things, ways. I mean, you can understand through the precepts, man. Deuteronomy 6:25. That's why, you see the debates when they go back and forth, they have like 30 minutes and somebody else have 30 minutes. But when they come in front of you, you just got one scripture, say right here, no, what does that mean? And I'm going to deal with that too. Deuteronomy 6:25. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Most High, our power, as he have commanded us. That's righteousness. That's how you be righteous, in keeping the commandments of the Most High. You see that? And that's beautiful. Like I say, what is the love of the Most High? That we keep his commandments. Commandments are not grievous. Supposed to feel good in doing what he said do. Going back to Wisdom of Solomon 10. Verse 15. Select it. She delivered the righteous people. So the wicked people ain't going to be delivered. Point blank. She delivered the righteous people and blameless seed, those that keep the laws and the commandments of the Most High, from the nation that oppressed them. She entered into the soul of the servant of the Most High and withstood dreadful kings in wonders and signs, man. Rendered to the righteous a reward of their labors. This labor is not in vain, y'all. And he's going to deliver we that's, working to keep the laws and the commandments of the Most High a reward of our labors. Guided them in a marvelous way. It was unto them for a cover by day. So he's going to put us under his wings, man, in a light of stars in the night season. Brought them through the Red Sea. He's going to bring us back to our homeland again and led them through much water. I mean, you hear the same stories over and over again, so you know it's real. How man going to do this without being moved without the Spirit of the Most High? Brought them through the Red Sea and led them through the much water, but she drowned their enemies. Hear that? And cast them up out of the bottom of the deep onto the shoreline, Pharaoh and all his chariots and armies. Therefore the righteous spoil the unrighteous and praise that holy name. Y'all can't say that? You hear that? Oh, the Most High got to do something before you praise him, huh? Because, we were scared on the edge of the Red Sea. You brought us out here to die. We were murmuring and all that. But you see what we did? Therefore the righteous spoil the unrighteous and praise thy holy name. Praise ye the Most High. O Most High. They magnified with one accord thy hand that fought for them. That's a Mashiach Yahushai. Fought for us. But wisdom opened the mouth of the dumb and made the tongues of them that could not speak eloquent. Over and over again in our lifetime and in the lifetime of our past. For real, for real. Ecclesiasticus 30:13. Somebody lied to you and you're still going with the lies. It says, chasten thy son and hold him to labor, lest his lewd behavior be as offense unto thee. That's why it said, the Most High chasten us. He said, we love it. He said, chasten your son and hold him to labor, make him work, give him some chores, give him something to do, lest his lewd behavior be an offense unto thee. For real, for real. Wisdom of Solomon 15:8. That whole chapter is dealing with, the son and how you deal with you know, just instructed his mind how to be. It's a good chapter. Wisdom of Solomon 15 and 8. And employing his labors lewdly, he maketh a vain god of the same clay. Let me go up. Let me go up. I want to go back further to this because let me deal with go to 14 first. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 7. But blessed is the wood whereby righteousness come. Blessed is the wood, because the paper is made of wood. And the Bible is where righteousness comes. We know we learn in righteousness from the Bible. But that which is made with hands is cursed, as well it, as he that made it. He, because he made it, and it, because being corruptible, it was called God. And that's what we're looking at right now. It's all kind of gods in this world, all kind of idols in this world. And people can't even say praise the Most High. Praise Yahweh, praise the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Come on, man. These other things are called God, and then you got all praises to their God. And you're responsible for that. You put it out there, oh yeah, I like that. And they praising their God, their idol. For the unrighteous and his unrighteousness are both alike, hateful unto the Most High. You hear that? You better learn to say all praise to the Most High. Y'all can't tap out all praise to the Most High. Nobody here. Nobody can tap out all praise to the Most High. Y'all better praise the Most High. You better say, Yahweh, I mean, I love you, Most High. I mean, you better learn how to, man. You hear what it says? For the unrighteous and his unrighteousness are both alike, hateful unto the Most High. For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. Hey, that which is made gonna be punished with him that made it. You're gonna take all idolatry out the way. People been lied to. And here it is, we nothing but a bunch of robots and robotees. I can't say it enough because we take on the same patterns as some like come up with some, like I created We Got Next. Everybody know that. We got next. What we gonna do? Take the kingdom, win now, how about some of my shock? Everybody picked up on that, But why you can't pick up on our praise to the Most High? Stop saying Amen, which is Zeus last name. Baal, which is Lord. Now these people believe in their God, like we're looking at right here. Remember what it said? If our gospel be lost, it's lost to them that are. I've said I don't want to mess it up. That are lost, and the God of this world has blinded the minds of them that believe not. I'm looking for what all the y'all always talk about everything else. Tell me I'm wrong and say we ain't got to praise the Most High. Where that's at? Where those debates at? But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach Yahushua, who you just heard him praying to the Most High when he was in here in the flesh, who was the image of the Most High, say, I and my Father are one, they agree. Like we got to agree, should shine unto them. You see, and maybe that's why it is. Maybe he haven't, like I said, the Most High called a Mashiach Yahushua to us. He called us, bring us to a Mashiach Yahushua, and a Mashiach Yahushua show us to the Father and of the Father. So if you're not dealing with talking about the Most High and how you about him, how you gonna be saved? Oh, I know what it is. Y'all got that Christian insanity, still mindset. Well, I prayed. I done heard this many times. Well, I prayed. That's all I got to do. And after that, me. I ain't nothing about what the Most High going to do. It's me, mine, my worlds, your worlds, and their worlds, people. That's it. All day long, every day. It's just people. You look online, that's all you see. Look what I know. Look what I know. Look what I know. You better know about the Most High. You better know about him. I know that. Or tell me I'm wrong. You better know about him. I know that. Ain't nobody else gonna save us. He the only one. The Mashiach can't save us by himself. He don't even know when he coming. Only the Most High. Only the Most High. You better understand, man. This is real. I don't know what y'all thinking about. I better wake up. Look what he said. All praise to the Most High. I'll be. I don't know how I got here, but I'm here. Deuteronomy 7. Oh man. 23. But the Most High thy power shall deliver them unto thee, and shall destroy them with a mighty destruction until they be destroyed. And he shall deliver their kings into thine hand, and thou shalt destroy their name from under heaven. There shall no man be able to stand before thee until thou have destroyed them. The graven images that we talking about of their gods. I mean, this is the spirit of the Most High. I'll praise the Most High, y'all. Because I don't remember checking it. Well, I know that, it's on point. Every time you turn it, it just goes somewhere. I know it's on point. You tell me it ain't. The graven images, like you just said about these gods of these other nations, the graven images of their gods shall you burn with fire. Thou shalt not desire the silver or gold that is on them, nor take it unto thee, lest thou be snared therein. For it is an abomination to the Most High thy power. Remember Rachel, our foremother, she had Joseph and Benjamin. She took Laban's idols. Remember that? Joseph left from being around Laban, her daddy, took his idols, and she didn't make it through childbirth. She had Benjamin. She died. Jacob was teaching her all those many years he worked to get her. And she stole his idols, her daddy's idols. That's why I said, lest thou be snared therein. For it is an abomination to the Most High thy power. You said, I'll bring an abomination to thine house. Like I just bring some of you probably bringing a Christmas tree into your house. That's an abomination. He would have said, neither shalt thou bring an abomination into thine house. That Christmas tree is an abomination. You got to bow down to that tree to put a present under it. You got to bow down to that tree, get a present from under it. Neither shalt thou bring an abomination into thine house, lest thou be a cursed thing like it. But thou shalt utterly detest it, and thou shalt utterly abhor it. That means you should utterly hate it, for it is a cursed thing. Come on. Now, since I'm bringing it out, I got to bring that out, because y'all getting ready for that Christmas. That's really Christ's Mass. Jeremiah 10:1. Since I talk about the Christmas tree, here it is. Hear you the word which the Most High speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. See, the God of this world to deceive you. Thus say the Most High, learn not the way of the heathen. Show me in the Bible where we said we're going to honor a Mashiach's birthday on the 25th of the 12th month, Esau 12th month, every year in the Bible. This is what it says here. This is what we did. Thus say the Most High, learn not the way of the heathen. These other nations outside of the 12 tribes of Israel, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. That's why it says in Psalm 95:6, for all the gods of the nations are idols. But the Most High made the heavens. That's why I said, don't be dismayed at the signs of heaven, because the heathen are dismayed at them. Say, for the custom of the people are vain, worthless. These customs are vain, worthless, have no merit in the eyes of the Most High, or those that really care about the Most High. But one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. Cut that tree down with that axe. They deck it with silver and gold. With gold, that's what I said, don't take nothing off of it. They deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. Got to put that little cross on the bottom of it, nail it so it can stand up. This is what it say. They are upright as the palm tree. They speak not. This is your Christmas tree right here. They are upright as the palm tree. They speak not. Why say speak not? Because I'm telling you, it's an idol. It's an idol. It's an abomination. It's a curse that you're bringing upon yourself. So you curse just like it, like the Most High just said. They are upright as a palm tree. They speak not. They must needs be born. You got to carry them because they cannot go. They can't go on their own. Ain't got no power. They say, be not afraid of them, because I'll tell you once we finish it, be not afraid of them. Why are you going to be afraid of a Christmas tree? This is something all the way back in the Babylonian. I mean, when Nimrod was in the earth, way back in Genesis 11th chapter, man, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil. You see? Neither also is it in them to do good. See, so Semiramis, who was Nimrod's mother/wife, because he had sex with his mother and created Tammuz, and Nimrod got put to death, and his mother/wife, Semiramis, said that his spirit was in that evergreen tree. You got to bring all kind of presents and put under it, or his spirit gonna kill you. And that's what, you know how superstitious we are. You know we superstitious. That's us, boy. We real superstitious. We believe that. That's why the Most High said they must need be born. They got to be carried, because they cannot go on their own. Say, be not afraid of them, but they could not do evil. You hear that? Because we thinking that what he said, you know how it is. Do this and we do it. Bunch of gophers this and gopher that, man. He said they cannot do evil. Neither also is it in them to do good. For as much as there is none like unto thee, O Most High. See, that's taken away from him. You can say whatever you want to say. It ain't on my Shai birthday. He wasn't born in the dead of the winter. You look at the weather over there in Israel on the 25th of this month and see how the weather is. Ain't no strippers out no dang field. Don't know. You know us. We ain't outside no cold, looking at no sheep. Better understand, he was born on the Passover. Look, they say, for as much as there is none like unto thee, O Most High, thou art great, and thy name is great in might. For real. Who would not fear thee, O King of nations? For to thee doth it appertain. For as much as among all the wise men of the nations, and in all their kingdom, there is none like unto the Most High power, our power, man. Shoot. Better praise the Most High. Ain't nobody got nobody like the Most High but us. And here we looking at the heathen doing what they doing until this day. Can't even praise him. Going back to Wisdom of Solomon. So you've been lied to. 14. Verse 11. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles, should there be a visitation. You hear that? Like the idols of the Gentiles, Christmas trees and so forth. Should there be a visitation? Most likely gonna visit them. Because in the creature of the Most High, they are become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and a snare, a trap to the feet of the unwise. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication. When you turn away from the Most High, dealing with spiritual fornication. and the invention of them, the corruption of life. See, you can't make something that's contrary to what we see in this Bible be righteous. And you don't care how you look at it. You know, people think they're gonna be out of here because they want to do what they do. You know, they don't want nobody to tell them what to do. That's Israel. That's why he said, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain. I don't care who it is. That what the Most High said. He said, let my grape and my plant be kept. With great labor have I made it perfect. He only want a remnant. You don't need a remnant of everybody. Some of you just not going to make it. Hopefully, I won't be one, but you never know. I can't make myself one of the number. We're going to go into that, you know, because I've seen people come and go. People just lost it. They lost it. Something came through and just took a whole bunch of people and it was gone. So I know how this works. You can't get too high-minded. I know that. You better be humble. You see people exalting themselves, want to be somebody in this damn nation that we in. I pray that they don't fall. But he said, he that humble himself gonna be exalted. He that lift himself up gonna be a base, man. Exalt himself gonna be a base. Gonna be brought down. Most High name is jealous. And you understand when you try to be somebody and you even talk about him, how you think he feel? He ain't even in your conversation, but yesterday you want to be like, whoever, however you want to be in this wicked world, man. This is what it say. For the advising of idols. Wait a minute, let me. Verse 11 of Wisdom of Solomon 14. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of the Most High they are become an abomination, and stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and a snare which is a trap to the feet of the unwise. You know, it's a trap to the unwise. Remember he said, give this to the wise and keep this in secret away from those that are not wise. That's why y'all don't desire much. You're not gonna get much is given, much required. But if you haven't been given much because you don't desire enough, then hey, hope you have enough. I hope the people gonna be able to save you. Because that's all y'all talk about is people to me. For neither were they for the advising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication and the inventions of them, the corruption of life. But neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. That you know the Most High gonna take them all down and take all you that not dealing with him down. Because a lot of times you look at I is an idol. Look, idol. You are idol. Because most of the time it's about I, me, mine. Everybody's talking about themselves or someone else that's a person or not a person. Because everybody ain't a person. Everybody ain't a people. We are people, but everybody not a people, according to the Most High. Let me prove that. I don't want to say something I can't prove. Go to Deuteronomy 32, 31. Deuteronomy 32, 31. That's who y'all following, the no people. Let's see what it says here. Deuteronomy 32, 21. They have moved me to jealousy. Remember I told you the Most High name is jealous. So they have moved me to jealousy with that which is not the Most High. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities. Remember, me tell you in Ecclesiastes 3:24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion has overthrown their judgment. Make them wrong decisions all the time. When the devil comes in, make them wrong decisions. That's why it says they have moved me to jealousy with that which is not the Most High. Me. Ain't nobody talking about him. His name is jealous, y'all. And we move into jealousy with that which is not the Most High, because we ain't the Most High. Most definitely not. And whatever it is that's more important than him. that he's not in your conversation. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, things that's worthless, that have nothing to do with him. And I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. You see that? I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. So some people on this earth is not a people to the Most High. He said, I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. But all praise the Most High. We are a people. We the children of Israel. We are a people, he said. Let me show you that. In Psalms 148:14. And this should be the precept that proves who the saints are. But this is what it says. Remember, it says he's gonna move us to jealousy with those which are not a people. Here we go. Psalm 148:14. He also exalted the horn of his people. So you see his people, you can go here to prove who his people is too. The praise of all his saints. You prove who the saints are. Who are we? A people near unto him. What it say? Praise ye the Most High. I say, praise the Most High. See, we are people. Some people not a people in the eyes of the Most High, or make them be. If you can. I see what I just read. You're going to move us to jealousy with a no people. So everybody not considered a people in the eyes of the Most High. Wisdom of Solomon 14. It says in verse 14, for by the vainglory of men, they entered into the world, these idols, and therefore shall they come surely to an end. This is what it says. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he had made an image of his child, like this dude, he made an image of his child, Caesar Borgia, and the father is Rodrigo Borgia, prophesied in the Bible for a father, Rodrigo Borgia, Pope Alexander VI of Rome, afflicted with untimely mourning, when he had made an image of his child, soon taken away because Caesar Borgia died before him, now honored him as a god unto this day. That's why I have it. Which was then a dead man. He was a dead man. He was a dead man. And delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices. To that idol, Caesar Borgia, the one that they painted as Mashiach Yahushua. There's Jesus Christ. Thus, in process of time, an unrighteous custom grown strong was kept as a law. See, an unrighteous custom grown strong was kept as a law. And graven images were worshipped by the commandments of men, commandments of kings. You know, you had to do this. Whom men could not honor in presence because they dwelt far off. It's like, you know, drew that, so he drew it in Italy. You couldn't honor it in Africa or over here. So what they do? They took the counterfeit of his image from far, like this image. They took the counterfeit of this image from far. This is drawn by Warner Salmon here in America, 1930s. I mean, took the counterfeit image from far and made an express image of a king whom they honored, to the end that by this, their forwardness, they might flatter him that was absent as if he were present. Flatter him, you know. That's why I go to Wisdom of Solomon 15:4. For neither did the mischievous invention of men deceive us, nor an image spotted with diverse colors, the painter's fruitless labor, like this, diverse colors, the painter's fruitless labor, the sight whereof entices fools to lust after it, and so they desire the form of a dead image that hath no breath. Both they that make them, they that desire them, and they that worship them are lovers of evil things, and are worthy to have such things to trust upon. You see, it's only 5 people in this picture. They're called the Borgias. They're called the Borgias family. And you can look at here, that's him right here, Caesar Borgia right here. That's him right there. That's him right there. That's his brother right here, right there, right there, and right there. That's his father sitting at the head of the table. Rodrigo Borgia, Pope Adam VI of Rome, right here, right there, right there, right there. This is mother right here. And there's 12 apostles. That's his sister Lucretia sitting right beside him. I don't know why nobody is really pointing that out. They call them the first crime family. Come on, man. Y'all been deceived. That's witchcraft. How come nobody can look at that picture and see that there's only 5 people in that picture? I've been posting that picture, man, in people's face, man, for almost 30 years. Come on. You gonna tell me ain't no spells on this word? And y'all can't even pick it up and actually show it to the people to show that that's all. Something wrong with that. Something wrong with that picture. For real, for real. What'd you say? I'm thinking, I'm like, wow. Don't expose us. I mean, they put some witchcraft on that picture. You know, they deceive all the people do their sorcery. Come on. What's up with that? Look at Tobit, the 4th chapter, and look at verse 12, what Tobit told his son, said, "Be well all whoredom, my son, and cheaply take a wife of the seed of thy fathers, Israelite, and take not a strange woman, a woman of another nation, to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe. But we are the children of the prophets, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land. Now, therefore, my son, love thy brethren, and despise not in thine heart thy brethren." You hear that? "The sons and daughters of thy people, and not taking a wife of them. For in pride is destruction and much trouble." You hear that? In pride is destruction and much trouble. And in lewdness is decay and great want. For lewdness is the mother of famine. You're going to lose a lot. Let you know. You're going to lose and not doing what he say do. And I do believe he had the spirit of the Most High. That's why it's written. That's why we have it here. Ecclesiastes, because the 20th chapter, verse 26. Remember, if this gospel is lost, it's lost to them that are lost, which the God of this world have deceived them, given them an illusion of so-called religion. And the Most High didn't give us no religion. He gave us laws, statutes, commandments to go by, which is rules and regulations. Ecclesiastes 20th chapter, verse 26. Ecclesiastes 26, the 20th chapter, the 26th verse. The disposition of a liar, the disposition of a liar is dishonorable, with shame is ever with him. You know that? And there are no liars going through the kingdom. He said, disposition of a liar is dishonorable, and his shame is ever with him. That's why you got to tell the truth, y'all. So that shame will ever be with him. I mean, what you gonna do? To run from the sky, the Most High. You ain't gonna be able to do it. You can do it. Overstand this. So Ecclesiasticus 25 and 2. It says, 3 sorts of men my soul hateth, and I am greatly offended at their life. A poor man that is proud. A poor man that is proud. These 3 things most I say he hate. And he said he's greatly offended at their life. A poor man that is proud, a rich man that is a liar, and an old adulterer that doteth, man, go about doing things off, you know. So he hates them. Ecclesiastes 26 and 30. No, Salakia. Ecclesiastes, the 1st chapter. Like I said, it's a lot of meat up here in this apocrypha, man. For real. Ecclesiastes, the 1st chapter, verse 26. If thou desire wisdom, and wisdom is the proper application of knowledge, and knowledge is the gathering of the right information. And when you have the right information to apply it in your life as wisdom, if thou desire wisdom, keep the commandments, and the Most High shall give her unto thee. You see? So if you desire how to apply this information in your life, the proper information in your life, keep the commandments, and the Most High shall give her unto thee. Excuse me. For the fear of the Most High is wisdom. To be afraid, to be scared of the Most High is wisdom, because you're not going to reverence, you ain't going to respect him, you ain't going to do anything of that nature. It's easy to say, but it's more easy to do when you're really afraid of him. For the fear of the Most High is wisdom and instruction, and faith and meekness are his delight. Believing in him, having faith in him, and being humble is his delight. Distrust not the fear of the Most High. Some of you don't really understand how important the fear of the Most High is. To be afraid, to be scared of him. That's why distrust not the fear of the Most High when thou art poor, and come not unto him with a double heart, double mind. Be not a hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what thou speakest. So don't be a hypocrite in front of men. So take good heed what you speak, what you got, what's coming out of your mouth. Very important. Go to James, the book of James, the 1st chapter. See, a lot of people have been deceived by the God of this world. And we're going to go into it. You're going to see a lot of things that while we are in the mindset that we are in, even to the way we've been programmed not to believe that we're under the law. in religions and so forth. That we're under grace, but we're not under the law. You notice I say the law a lot because it vexes our people. They can handle commandments somewhat, but they can't handle you're under the law. That's almost like, why you want to put me in bondage? Why you want to put me in, captivity again? Why you want to, also, but the law and the commandments are the same. Look, you want something from the Most High. James, the first chapter, as we just read in the Apocrypha, um, verse 5. If any of you lack wisdom, which is the proper application of knowledge, how you apply this information, or proper information into your life, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not. He's going to take away from you. And it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith. You know how to define faith? Hebrews 11:1. Hebrews 11:1. This defines faith. You should have all these different definitions. When you see these words, you have all these definitions and where to go to get the definition of these words so that you understand them. Hebrews 11:1 defines faith. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So faith is something that you desire, that you want to happen in the future. Because if you can see it, then why are you asking for it? You already got it, why are you asking for it? It's the evidence of things not seen. See? So he's telling you, James 1:6, let him ask in faith. Let him ask in believing in the Most High, that no matter how long it takes to come, you believe you're going to receive it. Nothing wavering. You can't waver it when you have faith in the Most High. You can't pray the Most High and then doubt. That's why I'll give everybody coming to the truth. If you're just coming in, Mark 11th chapter, verse 22 through 26. You got to say it. You pray, you say what's going to happen. Because your faith in the Most High, first thing he says, have faith in the Most High. But you ain't even talk about the Most High. He said, when you go to prayer, I don't know what you do in prayer, because I ain't around you praying, but you pray to the Most High. Then after that, it's like about me, my worlds, people. And that's all I hear. People. Me. Just that's all I hear. The Most High name is jealous. Come on. Y'all better work him in your conversation some kind of way. Nothing wavering. For he that wavers is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man that wavereth think that he shall receive anything of the Most High. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Hear that? That's why y'all better hear this. Hear the word of the Most High. This is real. For real. Go back to Ecclesiasticus, the first chapter. You know, I know that the Most High showed me how the fear of the Most High is really important. But it's sincere, and you got to really look at every way, shape, or form of not doing iniquity before him. Look, go back to Ecclesiasticus 1, the first chapter, and verse 27 again. For the fear of the Most High is wisdom, and instruction, and faith and meekness are his delight. Distrust not the fear of the Most High when thou art poor. But if you're taught that it's just reverence, and I look at the way you defining it from what it is that our enemies have said, just the definition of it, and you're not really looking at what fear really means. I think fear means to be afraid, to be scared. First and foremost, But if you exclude that, that's why he said, distrust not the fear of the Most High when thou art poor, and come not unto him with a double heart. We just read. You ain't going to get nothing from the Most High. And you waving like the sea, going this way, that way, waving, you don't know what you coming or going. Especially, asking, pray to the Most High. Here you are doubting. Say, be not a hypocrite in the sight of men. You prayed for, here you is acting like all down and out, like you ain't even prayed for nothing. And take good heed what thou speakest. That's why I say, take good heed what you say come out of your mouth. Exalt not thyself. Don't be exalting yourself. Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall. And bring dishonor upon thy soul. And so the Most High discover thy secrets. Oh, discover those secrets. And cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, because thou camest not in truth to the fear of the Most High. But thy heart is full of deceit. Can't get no clearer than that. Your mind is full of lies. And a lie is contrary to what you understand this. Just because you don't know the Bible says this, you still a lie if you do contrary to what the Most High said we're supposed to be doing. All of us. That's why it's very important to keep studying and learning and learning and learning and learning and reviewing over and over and over again. So you know what's right and do what's right. Other than that, you're going to continue to do the same thing over and over again and think somebody's supposed to feel you for whatever, how you feeling, and you're off. You can't look at all this and just say, oh, well, come on where I'm at. That's why a lot of people, when I've seen people come and go in this truth, man, they be like, you got to be with their feelings. They want you to be with their feelings, and they ain't talking about the Most High. It's all about personally their feelings. Ecclesiastes, the first chapter. Let's look at verse 11. So we're talking about the fear of the Most High. The fear of the Most High is honor and glory and gladness and a crown of rejoicing. The fear of the Most High maketh a merry heart. You hear this? And giveth joy and gladness in a long life. That's why people are so out of it and so not happy and just, not really understanding how this works. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom. What does it say? Whoso feared the Most High, it shall go well with him at the last, and he shall find favor in the day of his death. That's something. That sounds good. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb. Verse 16, to fear the Most High is fullness of wisdom, and filleth men with her fruits. She filleth all their house with things desirable, and the garners with her increase. The fear of the Most High is a crown of wisdom, making peace and perfect health to flourish, both which are the gifts of the Most High, and it enlarges their rejoicing that love him. You can't love the Most High, you don't fear him. He's telling you what to do. Verse 20, the root of wisdom is the fear of the Most High. Hear that? The root of wisdom, you want this proper application, is going to come with the fear of the Most High, and the branches thereof are long life. The fear of the Most High driveth away sins, because you're going to be scared to do what's wrong. You're going to think about what's wrong. You're going to ask, is this right or wrong? You're not just going to do anything on your feelings, else you're dealing with Satan. The fear of the Most High driveth away sins, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath. You hear that? Where the fear of the Most High is present, it can turn away wrath. But you got to get used to it. If you don't understand that, you got to get used to it. And it's not hard. It's just a matter of where you at. Where you at. Hebrews the 9th chapter. Hebrews the 9th chapter and verse 15. It says, and for this cause, Hamashiach Shai is the mediator of the New Testament, that by means of death for the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first testament, who are the 12 tribes of Israel, they which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance. For where a testament is, there must also be of necessity be the death of the testator. It's like a will, when it's bringing in, like you have a will. Someone died, then the will is brought forth. For the testament is of force after men are dead, you see. Otherwise, it is of no strength at all while the testator liveth, you see. So, whereupon neither the first testament was dedicated without blood, just like it is now. For when Moses has spoken every precept to all the people according to the law, he took the blood of calves and of goats with water and scarlet wool and hyssop and sprinkled both the book and all the people, saying, this is the blood of the testament which the Most High hath enjoined unto you. Can you imagine that? He sprinkled the blood on the people too, on the books and on the people. I know y'all probably had a boy. Think about it, you get your nice garment on, and nice clothes on, and sprinkling blood on you. Hey, that was our custom. Saying this is the blood of the testimony, the testament, Salakia, which the Most High have enjoyed unto you. Moreover, he sprinkled with blood both the tabernacle and all the vessels of the ministry. Blood on everything, just sprinkling blood everywhere, right? And almost all things are by the law purged with blood. And without shedding of blood is no remission. See, that's why Mashiach Yahushua in verse 14, for much more, let me see, verse 13, for if the blood of bulls and of goats and the ashes of an heifer sprinkling the unclean, sanctified to the purifying of the flesh. But see, understand, this really, okay, I'm going to read it. How much more shall the blood of a Mashiach Yahushua, who through the eternal spirit offered himself without spot, without sin, to the Most High, purge your conscience from dead works to serve the living power? That's why he told us in Hebrews 10 and 4, but in those sacrifices, there is a remembrance again made of sins every year. Listen, for it is not possible, hear this clearly. Let's talk about Day of Atonement. We had one day of the year, Day of Atonement, where our sins were forgiven, right? For it is not possible that the blood of bulls and of goats could take away sins. Wherefore, when he cometh into the world, he says, sacrifice and offering, just much like that was side, thou wouldest not, but a body, his body. Thou hast prepared meat and burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin, thou hast had no pleasure. We was just doing things knowing that we need a turtle dove for this sin. We need a calf for this sin. We need a lamb for this sin, a goat for this sin. That's why I say couldn't take away sins. And burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin, thou hast had no pleasure. That's why you have no pleasure in us doing that, because we was wicked. That's all we got to do is do this. That's all you got to do is do that. Yeah, thinking our sins forgiven. It wasn't. That's why he said, but it's not possible. Verse 4, Hebrews 10, that the blood of bulls and of goats should take away sins. Hebrews 9 and 26. But then, verse 25, not yet that he should offer himself often, on Mashiach Yahushua, as the high priest entereth into the holy place on the Day of Atonement every year with blood of others. But then must he often have suffered since the foundation of the world. But now once in the end of the world hath he appeared to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself. And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment, so Mashiach was once offered to bear the sins of many. And unto them that look for him shall he appear the second time without sin unto salvation. That's right. And that salvation is power, rulership, and authority. What he say? And unto them that look for him shall he appear the second time, right? Without sin unto salvation. That sin, that salvation, him coming without sin, is power, rulership, and authority. That's why I understand y'all talk about salvation to the Gentiles, whatever. Salvation is power, rulership, and authority. Let me show you that for sure. When you come the second time, it said, right? First Corinthians 15:24. Then cometh the end. Like it tells you in 2 Ezra 6:9, for Esau is the end of the world. Then cometh the end. And Jacob is the beginning of that follower. This is what it says. Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, even the Father, when he shall have put down all, here go to salvation, rule and all authority and power. So salvation is power, rulership, and authority on this earth. You see that? When he shall have put down all power, rulership, and authority. But it say rule and all authority and power. That's power, rulership, and authority. For he must reign till he have put all enemies under his feet. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. You're going to live eternal life, immortality. For he have put all things under his feet. But when he says all things are put under him, as the Mashiach rule for 1,000 years, it is manifest that he is accepted, which did put all things under him. That's a shame. It's going to take the Most High putting all the enemies of a Mashiach Yahushua and the Most High under his feet. He's going to take down all power, rulership, and authority. He says, here comes the end. He's going to take down all power, rulership, and authority. That is salvation right there. And when he do this, he's going to take that, as it says, for he have put all things under his feet, verse 27. But when he said all things are put under him, it is manifest that he is accepted, which did put all things under him. That's when the Most High going to be accepted. When he put all the enemies under Mashiach's feet. So y'all better try and accept him before then. His name is jealous. And when all things shall be subdued unto him, then shall the Son also himself be subject unto him that put all things under him. That's the Most High. That the Most High may be all in all. You better understand. That's what this is all about. This is what it's all about. The Most High being all in all, not us. He don't need us. He told John the Baptist, the Most High said he could raise up some stones to be his people. Tell the Most High he can't do it. That should scare you, man. I say it, so I hear myself say it, it scare me. Shoot, I don't want to raise no stones to be his people. But somebody gonna hear, somebody gonna praise you, Most High. I know that. I'll say all praise to the Most High. Somebody gonna praise you on their own. They gonna learn to say it. Habathah, but not y'all. Matthew 7:16. We need to read verse 15. It says, beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. They might seem like they're, harmless as ever, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. And you know, we are the lost sheep of the 12 tribes of Israel. So you got these false prophets. Say, beware of them. Because they're gonna be turning against you in the end. Because a lot of them are already with the enemy. That's why I say beware of them. They come in sheep's clothing like everything is cool, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. They join into the enemy. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. And that's the evil that you're gonna see that they're gonna be doing. You know, because it's gonna be contrary to what you know. We that have, sincerely learned these scriptures and what it is that is necessary to be able to, stand, being able to bring forth precepts, bring understanding, and not like these Christian insanity people be just grabbing one scripture and say this is the whole. This all you need is this one scripture. I got you right here, one scripture, and think that they really brought something, powerful about. When we looking at, we can go hours. I can go hours and hours and hours and hours of just going through these topics and so forth that we have to deal with in understanding the Bible. That's why it's saying, man, do you know? You'll know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs or thistles? Say, even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. So that's why it's kind of like you look at people saying that, everybody gonna be saved, or the Israelites, man, the ones blaspheming the Holy Spirit is not gonna be forgiven in this world or world to come. That's why a corrupt tree gonna bring forth a corrupt fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. Okay, so how you gonna bring them back? If you done made it, therefore you have to be, because what's good? Romans 7 and 12. Romans 7 and 12. Just so you know. Romans 7 and 12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just and good. So the law and the commandments are good, right? So now he's saying, and Matthew 7:19, every tree that bringeth not forth good, verse 18, Salakia, a good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. So if you make it and you're good, which you have to be keeping the laws and the commandments to make it, to be of that remnant, a good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. So don't think you're just going to be, well, don't believe the hype. You better be trying to do the best you can to make it to the kingdom. Because I don't heard people say, well, he said, here they go. Romans, I got the pass right here. Romans 11:26. And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away unrighteousness from Jacob, right? So a brother hear that and say, I ain't got to do what y'all doing. I'll just come back through y'all. Because that's what they teaching. Every last Israelite gonna be saved. If that's the case, why in verse 14 it say this? If by any means, why Paul said this? I may provoke to emulation them which are my flesh, and might save some of them. If every last Israelite gonna be saved, make it make sense. You don't want everybody to be saved, y'all. Look, uh, Romans 11:3. Most High, they have killed the prophets. That's what Elijah said. They have killed the prophets and dig down thine altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. Elijah was like, they done killed everybody. I'm the only one left, and they seeking my life. And they killed the prophets and tore their bodies to pieces. We did. But what said the answer of the Most High unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. which is Lord. How about that? And they saying it, y'all saying it like it's no big deal. I'm telling you, over and over again. Baal means Lord. See my that's what it means. I show it all the time. See my let me see if it's here. I have it in here. Yeah. It says Baalmaster. It's Owner and Lord. And wherever you go, it's there. Let's see, this is the New English Bible Dictionary. What it's going to take, y'all. Here it is. See that? I'll keep showing it to you till you get it. It's in the New English Bible Dictionary. See it? See what it means? And they took it. They took that word and they put their God in the Bible as Lord. They're making the money off the Bibles, y'all. And y'all calling on their God. Their idol. That's what we're looking at. That's why I got to go back to where we started from. Right? 2 Corinthians 4:3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach Yahushua, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them. That's why this ain't for everyone. Y'all gonna come up with an excuse to still offend the Most High. Trying to get you to see this, man. This is real. Micah 7:18-19. Micah 7:18-19. Micah 7:18. Who is a power like unto thee, that pardoneth iniquity, and passes by the transgression of the remnant of his heritage? Who passes by the transgression of the remnant of his heritage? The children of Israel, that remnant. He retaineth not his anger forever. It says, he will turn again. He will have compassion upon us. He will subdue our iniquities, and thou wilt cast all their sins into the depths of the sea. But he said, that's for the remnant of his heritage. Not everyone. Well, go back to Romans 11. You know, say he got 7,000 minutes, 7 number completion, 7,000 is 7. Add it up. You know, Most High's, he got that coded like that. That's a complete number of prophets who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal, man, which is Lord. And they put it in the Bible, and our brothers and sisters are calling on that, man. Even so, then at this present time, verse 5, Romans 11, also there is a remnant. See that? A remnant that we just read in Micah. You see how this go together? 7, because there ain't no New Testament, it's only the Old Testament, the law and the prophets. That's why you got to go back and forth to see where they're getting it from. Even so, then, at this present time, there also is a remnant according to the election of grace. Hear that? Election of grace. And if by grace, which is getting something you don't deserve to get, then is it now no more of works? Otherwise, grace is no more grace. But if it be of works, then it is no more grace. Otherwise, work is no more work. You just got to go together, man. Say, hey, what then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for? Listen, but the election, that's that remnant. The election have obtained it, and the rest of the Israelites were blinded, according as it is written. So where's it written at, preachers? Especially you that think that you only need the New Testament, as it is written. Where's it written at? Where is it written at? Find this in the New Testament for me. Okay? According as it is written. Find this in the New Testament. The Most High have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. You hear that? That's serious. So how everybody gonna be saved when the Most High has given them the spirit of slumber? That's what they can't see. The spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. That's why what we start with, 2 Corinthians 4:3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach Yahushua, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them. So they following the God of this world. And the Most High used the left hand to have everybody blind and believe a certain way and act a certain way, because you ain't none of his remnant. Or you got to work to be that. Or you got to see this. Look, just letting you know, he don't want everybody to be saved right here, as it is written, according as it is written, Romans 11. And how you get everybody out of this? Everybody going to be saved, so as it is written, according as it is written, verse 8. The Most High have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear until this day. And David said, that's King David said, what? Let their table, let's talk about us, Israelites, be made a snare, a trap, and a stumbling block, and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see. Understand this, the majority of our people, the 12 tribes of Israel, is no good, but nothing. That's what he said, let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see, and bow down their back always. Man, come on. What do you think? And so all Israel shall be saved. When he's talking about that remnant there, it's talking about a remnant. Don't nothing change, you know. We know. It's amazing to me how we go through the scripture. Zechariah, isn't it? Zechariah 12 and 8. Let's see. Zechariah 13 and 8. And it shall come to pass, Zechariah 13 and 8, that in all the land, said the Most High, two parts, that's 2/3, therein shall be cut off and die. He gonna kill 2/3 of our people. But the third, that's 1/3, shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name. Y'all better learn to call on the Most High name. And I will hear them. I will say, it is my people. And they shall say, the Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Said, that's his name forever and more to all generations. It is my power. See that? So let me show you this also, just in case that's not enough. Let's see what the Mashiach Yoshua said. Go to Mark the 4th chapter, verse 1. Now, 41. And he began again to teach by the seaside, and there was gathered unto him a great multitude, so that he entered into a ship and sat in the sea. And the whole multitude was by the sea on the land. So everybody's on the seashore. He out in the ship, and he taught them many things by parables. He had no electronic PA system. He's out in the ship talking to people on the shoreline. So how loud do you think his voice was? That's why I tell you about he had a voice of many waters, man. Voice of a multitude. And he taught them many things by parables, riddles, and settled them in his doctrine. Some fell by the wayside, some fell among thorns, some fell among stony ground, and some fell among good ground, right? Look at verse 9. Let me talk to a whole multitude of people. Verse 9, and he said unto them, he that have ears to hear, let him hear. I'm just showing you that he don't want everybody to be saved. Everybody's not going to be saved. Look, he that have ears to hear, let him hear. Look what he say. And when he was alone, they that were about him with the 12 asked of him the parable. So they had enough sense to ask him of the parable. And he said unto them, unto you it is given to know the mystery, that's a secret of the kingdom of the Most High. But unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables or riddles. You figure it out. Some fell by the wayside, some fell among thorns, some fell among good ground. No, some fell among stony ground, and some fell among good ground. Right? You figure it out. What is he talking about? The some that was smart enough knowing that the apostle was rolling with him, Mashiach came to him and wanted to know about this parable. And he said unto them, verse 9, he that have ears to hear, let him hear. And when he was alone, they that were about him with the 12 asked of him the parable. And he said unto them, unto you it is given to know the mystery, that's a secret, of the kingdom of the Most High. But unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables. Why? That seeing they may see and not perceive. See that? They may read the Bible and not understand what it's saying, not perceive what's going on here. And hearing they may hear, and hearing they may hear and not understand. Listen what he say. Lest that any time in their life or your life or anyone else's life, they should be converted and their sins should be forgiven them. Come on. That let you know he don't want everybody's sins to be forgiven them. So he said, lest they be converted and their sins should be forgiven them. Point blank. Let you know, point blank, he don't want everybody's sins to be forgiven them. So everybody's sins not going to be forgiven. I'm teaching that. I'm telling people that. Because I remember I heard brothers point blank. They would sit up there, I ain't gotta be concerned about it. I'm come through y'all. You heard what he said. All this is gonna be saved. I'm gonna be saved anyway. I just come through y'all. But help me to understand this. Matthew the 12th chapter and verse 31 and verse 32. It says, wherefore I say unto you, this is Mashiach Shai speaking, and he is the word of the Most High. All manner of sin and blasphemy shall be forgiven unto men, but the blasphemy against the Holy Spirit shall not be forgiven unto men. That's why he's saying what he just said. He don't want them to be saved. He don't want them to be converted. He wants their sins to be forgiven them. And whosoever speaketh a word against the Son of Man, you talk about Mashiach Yahushua, he said, it shall be forgiven him. But whosoever speaketh against the Holy Spirit, it shall not be forgiven him, neither in this world, neither in the world to come. Come on, man. Come on. Break that down for me. Because a lot of y'all think that, y'all just a bunch of robots and robotees. You follow what it has been said. But things are changing in the spirit. We made mistakes. I was there, just following along with whatever it was that I have whatever it takes, whatever it is from old, whatever, notebooks and notebooks and notebooks and notebooks and notebooks and all kind of information. You know what I mean? But when the spirit said, okay, well, Y'all got to make that make sense to me. It shall not be forgiven him, neither in this world, neither in the world to come. It said either make the tree good. We know what's good. That's we that keep the commandments and the laws of the Most High. So either make the tree good and its fruit good, and the fruit of the tree good, or else make the tree corrupt and its fruit corrupt. You hear that? But a tree is known by his fruit. So look what he said. Oh, generation of vipers, bunch of vipers, he called, bunch of poisonous snakes, he called them, man. How can ye, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart of your mind, a mouth speaketh. A good man, he said, out of the good treasure of the heart, good treasure of his mind, bringeth forth good things. And an evil man, out of the evil treasure, bringeth forth evil things. You ain't getting no evil into good, man. Come on. Stop fooling people. You got to work to get this, man. You ain't just going to do whatever you want to do, be evil and wicked, man. Like he said, let the multitude perish then was born in vain. Let my grape and my plant be kept. With great labor have I made it perfect. Understand this, overstand this. Let's go to Proverbs, the 10th chapter. I like what I see here. Verse 16. The labor of the righteous tendeth to life. You hear that? The labor of the righteous, those that's going to keep the commandments of the Most High, the laws of the Most High, tendeth to life. To receive everlasting. That's why he said, I'm the way. In John 14:6, I'm the way to show you how to follow the laws and the commandments, which is the truth. That's going to lead to everlasting life. I don't care where you go, it's going to be the same thing. The labor of the righteous, those that keep the commandments of the Most High, tended to life, everlasting life. The fruit of the wicked to sin. You hear that? The fruit of the wicked to sin. They're going to be sinners. He is in the way of life that keepeth instruction. You're going to follow the instruction of the Most High's word, as he's telling us what we need to do to make it to the kingdom. But he that refuses reproof erreth. Verse 23. It is a sport to a fool to do mischief, but a man of understanding have wisdom. See, it's a sport to a fool to do mischief. They have fun doing it, you know. But a man of understanding have wisdom. You're going to have the proper application of how you apply this knowledge in your life, man. That is the fear of the wicked, it shall come upon him, but the desire of the righteous shall be granted. Hear that? The fear of the wicked, it shall come upon him. Mischief. All kind of things going to start happening. But the desire of the righteous shall be granted. Whatever you desire going to be granted. As the whirlwind passes, tornado passes, so is the wicked no more. Ain't going to exist no more. But the righteous is an everlasting foundation. You hear that, people? The righteous is an everlasting foundation. You know, the foundation, the righteous, that's keeping of the Most High's laws. That's what you build upon. Verse 27, the fear of the Most High prolongeth days, but the years of the wicked shall be shortened. The fear of the Most High, you better be afraid and be scared of the Most High. Prolongeth days. Better start talking about them. But the years of the wicked shall be shortened. The hope of the righteous shall be gladness, but the expectation of the wicked shall perish. You hear that? That's pretty self-explanatory to me. What y'all think? What you think? That's why it says, Ecclesiastes 1:29, reviewing it says, be not an hypocrite in the sight of men. Don't be a hypocrite in the sight of men. And take good heed what thou speakest. Very important. Take good heed what you speak. You know, I look at we have to be sincere in this, you know. Look at 1 Samuel 12. 1 Samuel the 12th chapter. 1 Samuel the 12th chapter. This is man. You know, it's pretty sad when you look at our story, how we desire a king, and the Most High said, all you need is me. And so here in 1 Samuel 12:3. Behold, here I am, witness against me before the Most High and before his anointed. Whose ox have I taken? Or whose ass have I taken? Or whom have I defrauded? Whom have I oppressed? Or of whose hand have I received any bribe to blind mine eyes therewith? And I will restore it you. He's saying that. In other words, what have I done wrong? And they said, thou hast not defrauded us, nor oppressed us. Neither hast thou taken aught of any man's hand. Sincere, man. And he said unto them, the Most High is witness against you, and is anointed as witness this day, that ye have not found aught in my hand. And they answered, he is witness, Most High is a witness. And Samuel said unto the people, it is the Most High that advanced Moses and Aaron, and that brought your fathers up out of the land of Egypt. Now therefore stand still, that I may reason with you before the Most High of all the righteous acts of the Most High, which he did to you and to your fathers, when Jacob was coming to Egypt, and your fathers cried unto the Most High. Then the Most High sent Moses and Aaron, which brought forth your fathers out of Egypt, and made them dwell in this place. I look at so much pride in Israel. I don't even think our people can pride to the Most High until he just break you all the way down, humble you all the way down, man. I don't tell the Most High have pity on us. Then Most High say, when you cry to him, he ain't gonna be hear you. You ain't used to doing it. You ain't got no feelings for him. When Jacob was coming to Egypt and your fathers cried unto the Most High, then the Most High sent Moses and Aaron, which brought forth your fathers out of Egypt and made them dwell in this place. And when they forget the Most High their power, as we always done, he sold them into the hand of Sisera, captain of the host of Hazar, and into the hand of the Philistines, and into the hand of the king of Moab. And they fought against them. And they cried. That's us, Israelites. We cried unto the Most High and said, we have sinned because we have forsaken the Most High. Like I keep telling y'all. And have served these demons, these idols. But now deliver us out of the hand of our enemies, and we will serve thee. We only got one more time to cry, y'all. This is our last cry. That we are sinning against the Most High. But he said this. We got one more chance, man. That's it. And those that really hear and understand and humble themselves, there's so much pride, man. I don't even think y'all ever pride to the Most High. He said this. Proverbs 1, first chapter, verse 24, he said, because I called and you refuse. I have stretched out my hand, which are the men that's really hearing what it's going to take in these last days to move the Most High. He the only one's going to deliver us. He stretched out his hand, which are the men, few men, and no man regarded. Y'all ain't regarding the fact that we offended him. I can't bring forth Hosea 5:15 enough, man. Say, I'm going to go to my place until we acknowledge our offense and seek his face. Oh, I guess he's all in front of you right now, huh? You think so? He deal with us as a nation. He got respect to us as a nation, not individuals. In our affliction, we going to seek him early, it said. Now here it is right here. He said, hey, because I called and you refused. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. Something simple as saying, all praise to the Most High. Can't say it enough. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. I love you, Most High. I ain't never heard that. Is that make you weak? When you praising him? You telling you love him? You crying unto him? Come on. Said, because I called and you refused, and I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. Said, but ye have said at not all my counsel. That's what I feel, man. Like y'all say there's nothing, don't mean nothing, but you won't deal with it. You won't go to the Most High and say it don't mean nothing. He don't mean nothing. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But ye have said at not all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. That fear gonna come. I'm telling y'all. You're gonna be afraid. You're gonna be scared. I don't give a dang how macho you think you are. You're gonna bow down to the Most High. You're gonna bow down now, you're gonna bow down later, you're gonna hear what he say, you're gonna change, you're gonna get this, or you're not gonna get it. You're gonna, like he said, I'm gonna laugh at your calamity, I will mock when your fear cometh. When you get scared, you gotta understand, man, Most High laughing at you. Man, when your fear cometh as desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you, then shall they call upon me. You gotta hear what he's saying. When he's jacking you up, taking everything away from you, bowing you down, say, then you're gonna call on him. But I will not answer. That's scary right there. And he only hope. He only hope. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me, for that they hated knowledge, did not choose the fear of the Most High. Or you be talking about him. You put him in your conversation some way or another, one way or the other. You be saying all praise to the Most High. I done said it more than y'all done said it probably in who knows how long. When you say all praises, you open it up to them demons, them idols that we talked about earlier. Any of them. What we always have done, man. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Most High, they would none of my counsel. They despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own desires. Meaning he ain't helping you. He ain't going to be dealing with you. It's serious. We got to be blameless, y'all. You know, like I know, what's planned against us. He said, in our affliction, we're going to seek him early. You think Jacob's trouble? Go to Job, the 37th chapter. Look what Job said. At this also my heart, which is mine, trembleth. You think he ain't scared? and is moved out of his place. Hear attentively the noise of his voice and the sound that goeth out of his mouth. He directed it under the whole heaven, and his lightning unto the ends of the earth. What do you think we at now, man? His lightnings unto the ends of the earth. After it, a voice roareth. He thundereth with the voice of his excellency. Just the Most High, y'all. And he will not stay them when his voice is heard. Most High thundereth marvelously with his voice. Great things doeth he, which we cannot comprehend. What is he saying? What's the Most High saying? Boo! You know, man, y'all know about thunder in a lot of places back east, especially down south. It makes you be still. That's the Most High speaking. You know that? Most High thundereth marvelously with his voice. Great things doeth he, which we cannot comprehend. So you better understand, man. Well, he said to the snow, be thou on the earth. Likewise to the small rain. Think about all the snow. He's talking to all the snow. It's snow in a lot of places, but the Most High say snow. And just follow just what he says to do. Likewise to the small rain and to the great rain of his strength. He sealeth up the hand of every man, that all men may know his work. Then the beasts go into dens and remain in their places. Out of the south cometh the whirlwind, and cold out of the north. By the breath of the Most High, frost is given. You hear that? That's why he say the heaven of heavens can't contain the Most High. He say earth is his footstool. He would have said that by the breath of the Most High, frost is given, and the breath of the waters is straightened. Man, y'all better understand, man. Psalms 139:23. Psalms 139:23. Nobody talking about this. I mean, Psalm 139:23. Search me, O Most High, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way of everlasting. That's what we all should be praying to the Most High for. But he said in verse 21, do not I hate them, O Most High, that hate thee? Do not I hate them that hate you, Most High? And am not I grieve with those that rise up against you? I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them mine enemies. Straight up. Psalm 16:13. No, that's still like you. Still like you. Psalm 16. And verse 4. Psalm 16:4. Their sorrows shall be multiplied, that hasten after another power, another God. That's what we're looking at. It say their sorrows shall be multiplied, that hasten after another God. You leave the door open for these other gods to be brought about when you say all praises. You don't say all praise to the Most High. Leave it open for any other God to come in. You can say all praise to the Most High, y'all. All praise and glory to the Most High. Their sorrow shall be multiplied that hasten after another God. Their drink offerings of blood will I not offer, nor take up their names into my lips. That's serious, y'all. He said, nor take up their names into my lips. He ain't even hearing you. Psalms 14:1. The fool has said in his heart, there is no power. You know? And you can't praise him enough. And say the fool has said in his heart, there is no power. There is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. Y'all got to justify that. You know, the Most High looking down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand and seek the Most High. Where they at? Where they at that's really talking about the Most High? Only. The Most High looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand and seek the Most High. They are all gone aside. They are all together become filthy. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. You know what good is? We define that in Romans 7:12. Commandments is holy, the law is holy, and just and good. Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge? Who eat up my people as they eat bread and call not upon the Most High? Come on, people are eating up people, man. I mean, it's a known fact. They feeding people to people. First Timothy 6:3. First Timothy 6:3. If any man teach otherwise, consider not to wholesome words, even the words of our power, Abashiach Yahushai, and to the doctrine which is according to the righteousness, the doctrine which is according to righteousness. What's righteousness? Keeping of the Most High's commandments, keeping of the Most High's laws. Somebody just came in telling me, wow, the blood of Christ's covenant ended, erased all Mosaic, I don't know what he said, God, rituals, beliefs, laws, period. I guess that's what it said. It's something that's there. I can't. Let me see. It's a dollar sign there. I can't see what it says. I don't know what happened. Anyway, I guess a scoffer comes in and try and deal with trying to bring forth their doctrine or say, if any man teach otherwise, perfect. Because it's not the wholesome words, even the words of our power, Mashiach Yahushai, and to the doctrine which is according to righteousness. He is proud, knowing nothing, but doted about questions and strifes of words, whereof cometh envy, strife, railings, going back and forth, arguing, evil, surmising, perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth. Because most of these religious people, they're not dealing with the laws of the Most High. They're not concerned about that. They tattooing themselves all up. They got no beard. They got no mustache. They don't have nothing. Looking like a woman in the face. I mean, eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, so they can eat whatever they want to eat. Destitute of the truth. Supposing that gain is righteousness. Because the Most High reign on the just and the unjust. Because you have some don't mean that it means you so righteous. You're really supposing that gain is righteousness. From such withdraw thyself. See? But righteousness with contentment is great gain. We brought nothing into this world, and it's certain that we can carry nothing out. Saying having food and raiment, you got some food, you got some clothes on your back. He said, let us be therewith content. See, we got to learn to be content, man. Instead of trying to be like the Joneses or looking at what everybody else is doing. You see, you got food, you got some clothes to put on your back. Say, be content. And that's how it's got to be. Because you look at Revelations 14 and 12. Here's the patience of the saints, who are the 12 tribes of Israel, we defined earlier in Psalms 148:14. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High in the faith of a Mashiach Yahushua. So they both go together. Revelation 22:14. 22:14. Blessed are they that do his commandments. It's the last book of the Bible. You only have 7 more verses. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life. You hear that? You do his commandments, you got to have a right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. So is this talking about everyone? Go enter into the gates into the city? No. It's only talking about the 12 tribes of Israel, point blank. You know, you got 7 more verses to go before the Bible's over. When you go to Revelation 21:12. And had a wall great and high. Let's go to verse 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. Revelation 21:1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them and be their power. That's why I love that. And the Most High shall wipe away every tear, all tears from their eyes. Ain't gonna be no more crying, y'all. And there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain. For the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, right? For these things are true and faithful. See that? Gonna wipe away every tear, every sadness, everything that we ever could think of. So all y'all that want to remain in the mourning state, stay there. Whenever you make it to that kingdom, you ain't gonna do that. We have none of that no more. It's gonna be, like he said, we're gonna have joy and happiness. We're gonna be kicking it in the real way. Go to Isaiah 35:8. And an highway shall be there. And a highway shall be there, and a way. And it shall be called the way of holiness. The unclean shall not pass over it, but it shall be for those the wayfaring men. Thou fools shall not err therein. No lion shall be there, nor any ravenous beast shall go up thereon. It shall not be found there, but the redeemed. See, I'm telling y'all, another name for the ransom, the remnant, the redeemed shall walk there. That 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel. And the ransom, another meaning of the redeemed or the ransom, or the 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel. And the ransom of the Most High shall return and come to Zion with songs and everlasting joy upon their heads. They shall obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away. You hear that? Just like he said. Revelation 21:4. And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, but the former things are passed away. That's right. Verse 12. And had a great wall, a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Now, what gates are these Gentiles going into? Please give me an answer. Because on these gates are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. On the east 3 gates, so that's 3 tribes that's on the east that's going into 3 gates. On the north 3 gates, that's 3 tribes on the north going into those gates. On the south 3 gates, that's 3 more tribes. That's 9 tribes altogether so far. That's going into the gates on the south. And on the west 3 gates. That's 3 tribes that's going to the gates that's on the west. That's 12 tribes right there. Now, Revelation 22:15. So all the tribes going into their gates from north, south, east, and west. Verse 15 of Revelation 22 said, for without the kingdom are dogs and sorcerers. Remember we read in Revelation 18:23, they deceive all the nations through their sorcery, witchcrafts. They going into the lake of fire they're going to be without the kingdom. Dogs was a word that I looked up in the New English Bible Dictionary concerning the Gentiles because of profaneness, probably a reference to homosexuality, it says. And sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. That's walking around in deceit. You're not going to the kingdom. Point blank. As it is written, so it is written, so it shall be. Khan? Hey. So what y'all think? Y'all think it's just going to be the way you can imagine it to be without looking at what it is that it is? It really is. First Timothy 4:1. First Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times, like the last days, some shall depart from the faith. Let me read it again. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits. So a lot of y'all giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. You see? Y'all caught up in seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. And that's real. You've been seduced. And some of you like I said, I can't say it enough. Y'all like robots and robot teams. You better be a robot and learn how to praise the Most High. I know that. or say something wrong with that. I better learn. I know I feel it. I feel it sincerely about what I'm saying. So I ask for guidance, and I know why I keep coming at you like that, because you need to understand his name is jealous. Most High name is jealous. And you can't praise him enough. That's why y'all giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. You don't know. You just look at, some of y'all just follow the crowd. Oh, it's a lot of people over there, so let me follow what they're doing. Let me follow what they're doing. You better be following what you need to be following to exalt the Most High. You're going to see a whole lot of things going down, y'all. Jacob's trouble is coming around, man, on a high level. And y'all been seduced, man. I don't know where it's going to work it. If you change. You can't just follow the crowd. You gotta have an analytical mind. You gotta analyze things. You gotta look at it, what it is. And if you hear this long, then you should really look at yourself, do a self-examination, and really take heed to what I'm saying, because nobody goes against this. Nobody bringing no accusation against what I'm saying and praising the Most High. Look at Hebrews 13 and 17. I'm just about finished. If you're listening to me, then it's something now, hopefully, that I went over to touch you, to be able to get you to adhere to what's being said. And it says, Hebrews 13 and 17, obey them that have the rule over you. And that's the teacher. And submit yourselves, but they watch for your souls. It's serious. They watch for your souls, as they that must give an account. People don't understand. That's why people try and put everybody on the same page. We're not on the same page. Everybody on the same page. We, as the teachers, and we stand before the world and bring forth this truth, we have to give an account for what we say, because we talk. And we bring forth this word of the Most High. That's why I say, obey them that have the rule over you. At least here, go through and listen, y'all, and submit yourselves. You gotta be humble to do that, though. Everybody that you hear teaching, I don't care who you name, they all learn from their teacher, a teacher. We all learn from a teacher. Didn't nobody come up with this on their own? Nobody. That's why I say, obey them that have the rule over you, and submit yourselves. But they watch for your souls, as they that must give an account to the Most High, that they may do it with joy and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for you. See, people don't look at it like that. They look at, we all on the same page, because I know some scriptures, you know some scriptures, and man, woman, child, everybody the same. You better hear what it said. Obey them that have the rule over you, and submit yourselves. But they watch for your souls, as they that must give an account, because you got to give an account, that they may do it with joy and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for you. So that's why, in these last days, what's coming out through the Spirit of the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua, people to be paying attention to. We're not talking about, at least as far as what I could see, I'm not talking about much at all, except for speaking about them, talk about the Most High, speak on him. Add him into your conversation. Stop saying AMEN at the end of your prayer, which is Zeus last name. Alexander set that up before. Alexander the Greek set it up before he was left up out of here. And what are people doing? They still doing it. Baal is Lord. That's their God. That's their idol that they worship, and they put it in the Bible. Because what Bible you publish? What Bible you publish? What King James Version Bible you publish that you're getting paid for? So yeah, when you know what you know, what you know, when you know what you know, when you know what you know, and you look at Ezekiel, what they do know, that most don't know, Ezekiel 39 and 23, when you know what they know, that the Most High said they know, without you knowing, and you really take heart to what it is that's being said, in Ezekiel 39:23, and the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity. Why? For their iniquity, for sinning against the Most High's commandments, sinning against the Most High's laws, because they trespassed against me. These other nations know this. And he said, therefore hid I my face from them and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword. These other nations know this. According to their uncleanness and according to their transgressions have I done unto them and hid my face from them. That's why we have to do our best to make the Most High face turn toward us and do what he wants us to do. At least exalt him, at least praise him. Don't take him out of the praise, Can't justify that. Cannot justify that. And with that I say, Kwam Abanawa Yahweh, Kwam Mashiach Yahushai, and Kwam Yasharala. And all praise to the Most High forever, never, never, never. And join me for Shabbat, same time, 7 p.m. Pacific time, and I'm out. The water, y'all. Showing me. Shalom. Change.